Sir, yes.
Yes, yes. Okay. So, very good evening to you all. Sri Kumaraswamy Mahavidyalaya Avsa, District Laturi in Maharashtra State is organized an international e-conference daily webinar series. For today's session on the dais is Honorable keynote speaker Krthika E. Ma'am. I heartily welcome to you, Madam. I welcome the chief organizer of an international e-conference, Ideal Principal Dr. M. Betkar sir, and also welcome all those dear attendees. Today's topic for presentation is green cloud computing. Now just I have mentioned today's keynote speaker, Honorable Krthika ma'am. Now let me introduce in short Honorable Krthika ma'am, serving as an assistant professor at the School of Computer Science and Applications, and she is from Reva University, Bangalore, Karnataka. So with this brief introduction, now I request to you, madam, please start your presentation on today's topic, green cloud computing. You are most welcome.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Betkar sir for giving this wonderful platform in online e-conferences, international e-conferences. Thank you, sir, once again for giving this wonderful opportunity. And good evening, one and all present here. Thank you for your valuable time for this session. So, moving to this section.
It's visible, madam.
Sir, visible, sir?
Yes, yes, ma'am, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yes, ma'am. And all again, thank you for this today's session. So today we are going to see about the green cloud computing. So before moving to the green cloud computing, these are my outline of this today's sections. So what are you going to cover in this today's sessions? So before moving to the green cloud computing, I am start with one small story regarding this. So one day my son came and asked me for he want to play in PUBG. So he want to ask me, I wanted higher end mobile phones to play in PUBG. So that time I was angry. I scolded him. I don't want to buy any higher end mobile phones. So he thought that. So he asked for his friend who are having an higher end mobile phones. So he asked the friend, can you give me for 1 hour? I will just pay 10 rupees for you to get use for your mobile. So his friend also gave his mobile to play for 1 hour and he charged for 10 rupees. So this is the case we have in the cloud computing. So before move on to the green cloud computing, so first small introduction to the cloud computing. So this is happens in the marketplaces where how the cloud is work. So here we have an Netflix is the one we all know about the Netflix. So this Netflix n number of videos and n number of videos in all languages here. So Netflix don't want to invest so much of money in that to store the videos and all. So they're searching for who are all having the spaces in the to store, who will give the spaces to store all the videos. So here comes our Amazon, Google and Microsoft. They are telling that, see, we have a lot of spaces. So if you need, you can store your videos or anything in our space. So that space is called as a cloud. So these are the companies, Amazon, Google, Microsoft. These are all the cloud providers we called. So Netflix use this if they want to the amount of this wants this amount, so large amount, small, how much the quantity of the space he needs. So for that amount on that space alone, the Netflix will pay the amount to the Amazons, who are the providers, who are the company provides the space to store the videos and everything. So this is the simple concept of the cloud computing. So now move on to the what is cloud computing. So cloud computing is nothing but it's storing the data. So accessing the data and managing the data wherever in the world, where it's in the remote area, it's in the remote hard drive. So it's in the something is called a virtual load. So wherever we sit here, I will use all the spaces. So now I am sitting in here and explain, you are all in somewhere different places. These are all this kind of an, so cloud computings together, we have access the data in wherever we like. So the properties of the cloud computing is the scalability, elasticity. So based on that, it is only pure a metaphor for the internet. Wherever you were wherever you may be, you can access your data, you can see the videos, whatever you like. So this is the platform, so you can use at any time, any place, on the demand, on paid basis. So this can be an software and hardware services also available to the public enterprises, corporations and business markets. So these are the applications, these are the clouds, how it works. So these are the resources, the laptops, phones, services. So these are the how the infrastructures are used in these applications by using of a cloud. So these are the characteristics of cloud computing. So there are main 5 essential characteristics are on-demand self-services, broad network access, resource pooling, rapid elasticity, measured services. So these are the characteristics we move on for a cloud computing. So this is a cloud computing architecture. So here we have what are the resources we use, end users, so mobile, laptop, whatever maybe, it's a number of desktops. So it has a router, it can be a routers, and we have switches. These are the cloud computings. For example, you can take the Netflix now. Here we have in this cloud in all the videos and software. Based on that, everything which will be stored in this location. So what are the things we need, we operate by using of these are the behind the scenes of the cloud architecture. So we use the routers to help the virtual desktop or servers and platforms and applications. So this is mainly, this is also an equivalent to the n number of educational field. So e-learnings and everything is by using of a cloud computing. So now we are moving to then. So it's an, even though it has an n number of storing huge amount of data. So what are the things in the IT field is a buzzword. So it is then how it will minimizing the energy consumption. So how we will reduce the harmful impact on the environment, reducing the operational cost, utilizing energy efficient technologies, and how to recycling and repurposing the infrastructure, because we are all used for the carbon dioxide. So mainly this green cloud computing is based on to how to avoid the carbon dioxide, to how to protect our environment by using of an IT field. So here comes our green cloud computing as one of the main solutions to protect our environment. So why we move on to the cloud computing? So generally you see now we have an air pollutions, everything will impact our environment by using of smokes from the factories and vehicles. These are the it's also affect our ozone layers. So not even all the factories of smokes or something, all the air polluted. So IT field also have released a lot of carbon dioxide due to by using of our chargers, electricities, by using of this heat produced from the laptops or servers, data centers, that will also impact our environment. So this is the main reason. So globally we have moved on to then carbon dioxide emissions grew by 1.1%. So we think it's just on 1%. So this just on 1% is like an small countries are joining. We have a large country that much of amount of that much of carbon dioxide for the 1%, it will impact our environment. So that will be 1.1 in 2023, increasing 410 million tons to reach a new record, even though it's in 37.4 billion tons. So that lot of CO2 emissions by using of an IT field. So this compares with an increase of 490. It is 2020, that is 1 point before 2 point, it's a 1.3. So emissions from coal accounted for more than 65% of the increase in 2023. So this is the impact of all these China's in 2010 to 23. European, India, Japan, United, all these are we club together, we will get an n number of, and that will create an impact of our environment. It's not like just an 1% of CO2 releases by the ICT. So this data is by the International Energy Agencies. So how does this e-waste affect the environment? So when we have any issues with our laptops or something hardware and chips and circuits, registers, whatever it may be, we just thrown out of. This will create this will just like it's merged with the soil, and it will create an impact to our soil also, environment. This will lead to the all the imbalances in between the environment. So this mainly is using of heating a e-waste because of discharge of toxic compounds such as lead, cadmium and beryllium into the air. So nano silicium, all these kinds of chemicals are mixed in the air, so it will impact our environment. This will cause the effects of e-waste. What are the effects of e-waste? So based on this, I will give the difference on environment and human health. On environment, the pollutions of groundwater, acidification of soil, air pollution, e-waste accounts for 40% of the lead of the 75% of metals. So how it will in fact impact the human health? So DNA damage may cause lung cancer, damage to heart, liver, and chronic damage to the brain. Asthmatic, this is the main problem for this asthmatic bronchitis. So why we move on to the green computing? It is a green cloud computing is the buzzword in the IT field. So wherever you go nowadays, the trends will become like, and so we move on to the green cloud because of Google, Microsoft, all the big companies are planning to move for a green cloud computing. So this main green cloud computing is, green cloud computing comprises of divisions of two. One is green and another one is in cloud computing. These two combinations of the word will give a green cloud computing. So the green is we know that how we friendly with our environment, energy efficiency, how it will give our oxygen, how it will be reduce the carbon dioxide, inhaling of the carbon dioxide and exhale of the oxygen by using of the trees and all. We want to be a carbon footprints or sustainable resource utilization. So cloud computing is nothing but storing of the data. So databases to software and intelligence and eliminating the need for the physical. We don't need any physical structures. We don't want to invest now so much of amount it will be invested for in storage data centers, nothing. So purely it's like a virtual data centers. So it will give an energy savings and cost benefit also by using for a cloud. So green computing or green cloud computing are the buzzwords interchangeably. We are using this. So the why we using of now, we will go for an computers of chips, other technology components as peripherals in a way that limits our harmful impact of the environment. So which include reducing the carbon emissions and energy consumptions by the manufacturers and data centers and end users. So these are the sustainable resources, heat reuse, sustainable energy. It's a free cooling. So after this next two slides, we will move on to how we will protect the data centers by free cooling method. So these are the technologies we using here. So resource management is nothing but it's virtualization, scheduling, replica management, and power and voltage of scaling. So all this how to reduce our heats and how to recycle our impact will be replicated in the green cloud computing. So these are the green cloud computing roadmap. So first we want to access the current data where we have then embrace the power of virtualization and consolidation. So virtualization is nothing but we have we have one service which have a n number of small servers we have to use for the resource purposeful purposes. So this optimization, resource allocations, how it is scheduling, how we pooling our resources, how it will be useful. So these are examples can be given when we in a home, we just whenever we want to move from one room to another room, we ask our children to switch off the lights, switch off the fan. We are very cautious regarding when we move on to this. The same way, so all these resources are allocations by using often one server, and the resources may be only in number of resources. So then data storage optimization and monitoring and analysis, how it will be useful and how where the resources are useful to the end users. So this is a green cloud architecture. Here we have then consumers. These are all the consumers. This is a green service allocator. So here we have how the consumer interface between the this cloud interface between the end users and the infrastructure. So these are the virtual machines. That is, these are the cloud virtual machines. This is the physical machines. So this physical machines represent to the virtual machines. From the virtual machines, there are the green service allocator, which resource you want to, give the priorities, and which one we want to give the resource to the end users. Everything that will in the clouds of architecture. So this is another one. So here this man request and cloud service, it will reflect to the green. It's called as a green broker, this infrastructures. So here we have a scheduler, task selector, applications. These are the carbon emissions, how the cloud, these are the servers, how the carbon also when using this application or using this any resource, how it will calculate it and tell this much of carbons segregate from the your laptops and services you need, what are the things with. These are the private clouds. So these are the green cloud offers to give them to reduce the time limits and also to the heat efficiencies. So green cloud's main aims and goals are, there are three main. So one is enhancing energy efficiency through the device's lifespan and advocating for the utilization of recyclable resources. So we need to, so these are in the research where the Microsoft or Google's are going to research regarding to move on to the cloud. So by using often registers, how we will use them by using of green cloud computing by reusable concepts, utilization of them in the form of how to, we should not harm the environment, curtailing the deployment of harmful IT elements. So it can also be viewed from two distinct angles. One is an eco-friendly hardware, one is an sustainable software practices. So eco-friendly hardware is an example, that is, so how it will, the hardware will friendly use accessible to the end users by using our servers, networking gadgets. We can also move on to them by using a green and storage mechanisms found in the data centers. So the data centers is very big, huge, then a number of servers. So we have more than 1 lakhs or anything. So we want to maintain by using of cooling systems, and they will release a number of heat energies and carbon dioxide. Each and every service, each of every registers, you have then carbon dioxide will be emits regard using of registers, peripherals, whatever it may be. So this will be to be an eco-friendly hardware, so that it will protect our environment. Sustainable software practices, this also by using often covering by using of how we in the garden and all we use and greenhouse concepts. So the same way, so we also developers want to modify the codes regarding design based on the green cloud computing. So for designing by how to protect the environment by using of that, they want to design the programming and modifications in the coding. So the goals are, so reduce the use of hazardous materials, it causes harm to environment. So we want to set up a green data centers. So using recycle and reusing materials, supply chain energy uses. So These are the things moving to the cloud can save up to 87% of IT energy. According to the case of GCP, 81% waste diverted from landfills, 100 renewable energy for all cloud regions. So 2x more efficiency than a typical data centers. So this is the cloud data center, how the green solutions will give the revenues, and they will increase our revenues to the IT company, and it will reduce the power consumptions and by using of a green environment. So these are user, we have n number of an application stored in the cloud. So the main aim of this cloud to increase the revenue of the company, but you want to reduce the power consumptions and extra to with the harmful of the environment. So they will power cost and cost cutting, and also for the carbon emissions also mainly concentrate on the this green cloud computing. So the advantages is, so it reduces the desktop power consumptions, so supports one machine for home and work. So this all like an sharing concepts. So we want to we are the family members, we will sit in one places, they all switches, lights is on, fan is on. So this will consumes more number of electricities, and also they produce the heat. So when we are all in a hall, we use only one fan to our purpose will fulfill. The same way, so we have to use only to n number of computers or laptops are used in that place. We use only one servers or one laptops to fulfill our resources. So more power efficient, so enable efficient, that is efficient server level virus protected, enable efficient pooled computing. So it avoids need to buy the PCs for the third partners. They don't want to depends upon the providers or applications in this applications or anything. They only want a third party. So the thin client lasts longer, so extends the life of existing PCs, reduce needs of office cooling. So the cooling concept will play a major role in a green cloud computing. So how the green working? Okay. So green IT in developing regions. So development of there, where are we are moving to the green. So in the ICT, so moving processor and data closer to the user. So public policy measures, they mainly they're using in the Germany. So locating data centers in the developing worlds. So they may concentrate on the economic growth. So the benefits of green cloud is virtualization, service oriented. So it's elastic. So pay as you use, pay as you go. That means where whatever you use, how much space you needed, that much you want to pay to the providers. So sharing and dynamic and data based. So we have speak about the dark side of the IT field. So the Gartner report in 2007 itself, they told that IT industry contributes 2% of world's total CO2 emissions. So in 2007 itself, now it increased to a number of computers, and a number of this will be CO2 will increasing day by day. So US EPA report also in that same year 2007 itself, they told 1.5 of total US power consumptions used by the data centers. So it from since cost is 4.5 billion. So this want to avoid this kind of an powers. So where does the power go? How they will data centers will grab the power? So the power consumption data center is for server and storage, it takes 50%. For the computers remunerations, AC is under 34%. Conversion for someone network is take 7%. So lighting is take 2%. So they want mainly concentrate service and storage. So this is how the model. It's we can also go for an electric now. We nowadays being the electricity board, we use a windmill to generate an electricity. The same way we'll get an this one electricity from the solar energy, wind power, so biomass is there. So power generation plant. These are the one of the key elements to having the electricity to generate by using of an electricity grid distribution. So here the cloud providers, we can grab the access from using of this. So cloud infrastructures, end users, and move on to the client. So we move on to the green data center, how the traditional data centers is there. So traditional data center is less like an it's a heart of the our world. So here this is the where this is like a data center. So here we have a n number of servers in the long big rooms or volumes and everything. So this is the main heart of our world. So here only we load all the documents, all the what are the applications, everything is there. So powerhouses of it lakes powerhouses there. So data centers account for a significant portions world electricity consumptions for the using of the data centers. So recent statistics reveal that centers consume 1% of the world total electricity. So the usage, several small countries using this power, it will come to a large amount of electricity consumptions. So this environmental footprint of traditional IT setups is concerning. So here they want the data centers want to run 24/7. Now lights and electricity consumption is there, and the cooling system is there. So mainly this a frozen like cooling system is want to maintain in the data structures. How this energy is distributed in the data centers. So green cloud strategies are, there are main 5 strategies. So server virtualization, nano data centers, IaaS for effective infrastructure utilization, cloud optimization with the rank based microservices, AI for an intelligent resource scheduling. So these are the main for the move on to the green cloud computing. So this cloud provider is turning green and implementing net zero practices. That is, you want to avoid the carbon dioxide reduction in the environment. So when we go for a net zero goal, will prevent the environmental harm and create a long-term cloud. So virtualization is an operating applications to a lesser number of services. So this is one strategy is utilize virtualization. So we want to use a single resource consisting of numerous components including the energy. So the energy is utilized by the one servers or resources. It will be shared through the other components or in some other energy. So the constructing virtual infrastructures inside data centers is essential to make it feasible for many operating systems. So nano data centers, nano is very small. So this will be an using of an mobile data centers offer an faster reaction time, which in turn minimize the amount of time spent in downtime. So enhances the efficiencies. So IaaS infrastructure. So this is one of the main concepts in the cloud. So IaaS na infrastructure as a services. So here this infrastructures we have give the space. You can use the space on storage and you want to pay as you go. So whenever you use my cloud space, you will pay and go. So this will be in the form of infrastructure as a services. So here the virtual machine is the primary processing unit in data centers. So this will be data center infrastructures, equipment is there, virtualization and system engineers also. Nice. So next one is the rank based microservices. So this one is a microservices is a very small and scalability. So how it will help now? This will be shifting from a monolithic architecture to microservices due to flexibility of service delivery of the just the green cloud computing. So this will create an how to say the rank based one. For example, you taken we have 2 kids now. They will give they will ask for an one is for an juice, another one ask for an some educational books and everything. We will give priorities to our educational one. So this is the same way, this rank based. What are the resources? Some in another example is, so 3 kids are asking for one kid is asking for a pencil, another 2 kids are asking for a pen. So this we are moving to the stationery shop. So we'll get one nice pen. For this they ask for 2 priorities there. So one is another toy is another 1 priority is there. So we'll give to the least and give more importance to the who are the resource having the 2 resource we having that. So this will be based on a microservices. So here we have the micro ranker is there. So the rank pooling, collecting these are the one server maintaining the n number of resources, and they have the which services needs which one you want to which one will get prioritized. So this will be given by the rank matrices. So they collect all the this one needs and want to print. For example, they want to print, I want to do for an application, I want to have an health applications, I want to use an education. So they will collect what are the n number of an resource need the same one. They collect it and pull it in a one batch. So that will give the data center. In the first data center you have an health application, another one you have an education and something in marketing, whatever it may be. They will assign the resources and the end user will get the purpose of this using of an ranking based methods. So this will avoid the green now cost also. This move on for a green cloud computing. So how the AI for intelligent resource scheduling. So this will be one of the best idea for the green cloud computing. So the role of AI is to generally it minimize the manual human works, and it will schedules and everything in the sequential manner, which one is want to give and which one is a priority, which one you want to least priority. So analysis by the AI, so reducing of the human cost, and it will also reduce the carbon emissions while using any chips or registers and anything. It's releasing a number of heat generation is produced. So automatically it detected the what measures of the carbon emissions will happen in this particular server. So this will be avoided by the AI. So we will not able to, this will possible because of energy waste. So next move on to the green data center. So green data center is mainly of an energy efficient infrastructure. So here we use then two. One is a cooling system, another one is a power system. So cooling systems employs advanced cooling techniques such as free cooling. So using outside air by using a frozen air cooling system, using outside air, acid containment and liquid cooling is another important source to reduce the energy consumptions in cooling system. Then power systems, it's an efficient power distribution units, uninterruptible power supplies and voltage management systems ensure minimal energy wasted. This is all by using of an biogas and windmills and power backups and everything by using of an power systems. How green data centers save energy. So from the CPU or anywhere, energy will be reduced to a 40%. This is the way it will save the energy. So renewable energy source. So it's a green data centers offer source their energy from renewable sources like solar, wind, hydroelectric powers. Sustainable building design. Another one is in building using often optimizing the layout for natural light and integrating green roof. As I said earlier, it was like in the garden we're using of a green green build house. Now the same way we want to use in the green cloud computing for a sustainable building design by using often coding in the modifications of the coding in the programmers. The waste reductions and recycling. So green data centers prioritize waste reduction both in terms of electronic waste and general operational waste. So old equipment is either refurbished and reused of repository recycle to ensure the minimum landfill impact. You just not just like throw it. You want to reduce that how it's a hardware or software used in this cycle. Next one is an water conservation. So water usage in the data centers, especially of the only for cooling the, so how the air conditioners are using the same way the what here in data centers also we used in water. So the green data centers implement water saving technologies also. We reuse the wastewater or use alternative cooling methods to reduce water consumptions. So this is the main advantages of the green computing. So advanced monitoring and management is utilizing data analytics monitoring tools. The green data centers can track energy consumptions. So in real time, allowing for immediate adjustments and optimizations. So carbon offsetting. So this is the main goal of the green cloud computing, how to reduce our carbon CO2 emissions by using of the data centers and invest the carbon offset projects to neutralize their So this will build up by the software or programmer to modifications in the coding or writing the program to avoid the carbon emissions by using of green cloud computing. So next one is the certification and standards. The same way they also green data centers also get the certifications. So from the international standards such as LEED, that is leadership in energy and environmental design, and I want to get an Energy Star which validate their sustainable practices. So how does green cloud computing work? So here green cloud computing work based on both hardware. It depends on both hardware and software. So how it will also integrates with the cloud infrastructure. So this is the company. So we get here the sustainable green community plans is there. So you want to conserve recycling and you want to make an environmental product and you want to resume the power consumption and conserve the energy. So this will be come to the green companies, turn to be green companies, the cloud. How green cloud computing functions. So this in the picture you see now, this all these registers and their wire, these are like an data energy efficient equipments. So it involves the hardware prioritized to the use of the servers, storage devices and networking equipments that consume less power without compromising their performances. So we are the mainly concentrate on the we want to reduce our CO2, we want to reduce the water conservations, and we want to have an less power, but without compromising the performance of the applications of the softwares. So advanced cooling system. So the same traditional cooling methods, green centers also using of a geothermal cooling system or a liquid cooling systems. So again, the power management, you want to optimally reducing the wastage and you want to save the power consumption. And the green software engineering, it's a software that run on this system plays a crucial role. So an optimized code. So here the code developers or software, they want to write a clean and efficient code to reduce the consumption power to execute and cooling system of the data centers. So energy efficient, there are a number of algorithms are designed to process the task to reduce the energy efficient. When virtualization, it's a single it's a physical server and it has in virtualization reduce the overall number of servers required. So it's lead to the energy savings. One server, physical server became one virtual server. So in this, by using of this virtual server, you want to reduce the power consumptions and we want to utilize the n number of resources by using of the servers. So a case studies, it's in the present. News cases are the Google and Microsoft. So Google is planned to achieve the carbon neutrality and aims to operate on 24 hours on carbon-free energy by 2030. This was in process. They will be implemented 2030 by using of a green cloud. Purely move on to the green cloud computing. So by using of renewable energy and optimizing data center efficiency. So Google has significantly reduces carbon footprint. The same way as like in Google, Microsoft also planned for in 2030 to want to be becoming a carbon negativity. So it should not affect our environment based on that renewable energy, innovative and technologies to minimize the environmental impact by using invest in carbon offset projects to neutralize the emissions. So these are cost benefit analysis. So cloud providers, these are general cloud provider, how they will invest in so much amount invest in the to get the cloud. So in the green cloud, basing of energy source, traditional approach, this one air polluted and energy efficiency are high. So number of size servers are high, number of size or requests are high. So when move on to the green cloud, so it will be purely like an environmental harmless of environmental impact to protect the environment, less energy efficiency. So number of size and servers also reduced. So when you use for in 5 servers on one time, you move on to the green cloud, we use in 2 servers or 1 servers. In the servers, one physical and one virtual. In the servers, we have an n number of resource applications. So who are all the end users need that resources, they will give the priorities, and the end user will get utilized by using of the virtual service. So future trends mean, so staying ahead with cost-effective sustainable practices, predictions of our carbon neutral cloud computing. So there are 3 R's in green computing. One is reduce, reuse, and recycle. So reduces the energy consumptions and waste by using efficient hardware and optimizing processes. And then reuse, so recycling of existing hardware through upgrades and maintenance. So recycling outdated electronic equipment to recover valuable materials and prevent environmental harm. So by using of this 3 R's, this will be the concepts of then green cloud computing: how to reduce, how to reuse, and how to recycle the IT products and materials in the thing. So these are some of the IEEE papers there in the research on the green cloud computing. So it's how to approach the greener approach, this green cloud computing and greener approach to IT. The abstract is to reduce the n number of services by using often one resources. How we want to reduce the n number of resources or services by using often one server. So when we using one server, how the end user will get a resource optimization or utilization of the applications. So is balancing energy. Another IEEE paper is how we want to storage, how the transport happens in the data transport, and balancing energy in processing the green cloud. Is still in it's in that green cloud computing research is in the going in based on that how to reduce the carbon emissions. So another one is how to save energy savings using this, also one of the IEEE paper. So this also mainly for to reduce the reduce the carbon emissions. So mainly we are in the research of using how to reduce the carbon footprints to save the environment. The motto is to save the environment by using of green cloud computing. So to avoid emissions of producing of heat, so of the hardwares and softwares, using of laptops and anything, or the wire connections which are given for the using of the mouse and everything. Whenever the laptop got heated, so that will produce some heat now, that will create some carbon dioxide. We also inhale the same thing. So with this all to be protected by using of green cloud computing to avoid the carbon dioxide emissions. So why we want to green that? And so it's a carbon green cloud framework to improve the carbon footprints of cloud computing. So here the lots of research still is going on in this green cloud computing. So mainly the research based on that how to minimizing the power consumptions and cooling systems and water conservations, how to get in maximization of efficiency out of the green cloud computing and the data centers. So developing regions is one of the benefit to the most. So in future we will most of the companies will move on to the green cloud when compared to the cloud. So the cloud investment is so high. So this one they are in cloud, we have to virtualization number of servers we want to introduce, we want to install everything. So in green means if you want to cut down of the number of servers by using of a single service, we have in data centers also we have reduced these services there. So this all are about the green cloud computing. So thank you. So we have any query sections?
Am I audible? Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir,
for the wonderful explanation, presentation on the topic green cloud computing. Now I request for the participants for your queries. If you have, please discuss with keynote speaker. Dear participants.
Good evening, ma'am,
Good evening, sir.
and good evening, all participants. Uh, thank you, Honorable Principal Dr. M. Bedkar, sir, Prashant Ugade, sir, and all organizing committee members. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Uh, your presentation is very good. You have made very nice presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Uh, your lecture is very informative, knowledgeable, and excellent session. I have some question.
Yes, sir.
Question is very simple. What is cloud? What is green cloud, and how it does work?
Sir, green cloud is a combination of green environment and plus the cloud infrastructure. So the cloud is you want to store the accessing of the using of and storage to reduce the spaces we want to invest in the invest to store the data. So green computing is the same way. It's like to reduce the servers, a number of servers to one server to utilize the servers. So one servers to activate in the end users. So this is the concept of combination of green and plus the cloud. So you want to protect our environment. How? So suppose we're using the laptops and whatever it may be, it will reduce some heat. That heat will reduce the carbon dioxide. It will affect the humans also as well as the environment also. So this one you want to protect the environment. So this will helps the green cloud computing to protect the environment, to protect the to reduce the carbon emission, carbon dioxides and CO2.
I sure that your guest lecture is very beneficial and fruitful to all participants.
Thank you, sir.
Your explanation is very wonderful and excellent. So, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else? Dear participants.
Dr. Swan Shukla, sir, please.
Hello. Good evening, Dr. Bedkar, sir, Principal, sir, Prashant, sir, and good evening, ma'am. Wonderful presentation you have made. Yeah, definitely we are going with the technology, with so many advancement in our country also, as well as globally also. And on one hand, we are moving with our technology, and on the other hand, we are having some disadvantages also. So sometimes we recognize them earlier, sometimes we recognize little later once it becomes very obvious. Yes. And many of the time it happens the second part only. So it is slow poisoning like, So yeah, definitely the internet and we are having now much of communications, and we can communicate with each other by various means. Mobile phones are also there in that, what I feel. And ecosystem, so definitely it is there. But one thing you said about heat, second thing is electromagnetic. And third thing, ionizing radiation I'm talking about, which can have very deleterious effects on the human body. So no doubt. So one has to be very conscious. Yeah, definitely. Some of the countries, the people are having this kind of conscience and consciousness, and they are really following meticulously. But most of the countries are not still, aware about this, especially the developing countries, what we are talking about. And in this instance, it is not a matter of developed and developing country. It will impact. It will be there throughout the globe. So one has to realize this, and what you have presented today is wonderful presentation. So how we can curtail down the impact, the effect, the adverse effect of this kind of things. So thank you very much, madam. Madam, I want to know, at individual.
Sir, your voice is
like laptops are there. Everyone carries mobile phones and
Shukla sir.
Yeah.
We couldn't get properly, sir. Your voice is breaking, I think. We are not getting properly. Before that, someone would like to ask, please come ahead. Anyone from the participants? I think due to rainfall, the network issue is there, I think. Anybody else from the participants? So thank you, Dr. Devidas Kendre sir and Honorable Dr. Swanand Shukla sir. Due to network issue, we are not getting his voice. Again, if he joined before concluding the session, we'll come to the point. Okay. Now I request the chief organizer of an international conference, Honorable Dr. M. Bedkar sir, to conclude the session. Please, sir.
Thank you, Prashant sir. And our today's resource person, Krthika madam, who is from Reva University, Bangalore. And just we have listened her from the green cloud computing. So,
Principal sir, just wait. Swanand Shukla sir have joined.
yes, sir, yes.
Later you conclude, sir, please. Shukla sir.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes. Oh,
I will make my screen off so you can hear better. Yeah, I was making a point that, no doubt we are very much with the all these devices and gadgets. And when we are getting exposed, at the individual level, family level, mobile is such a close component now to our human body, especially the ear is getting exposed and the very important brain part is also there behind it. So what you think, what kind of measures we should take at our individual level? Because at a bigger level, yes, definitely it will require much effort. But I think if you can go with an individual level and if we can start with one by one, so that will help us a lot. So what do you think about this, ma'am? Thank you.
So, thank you, sir. So mainly, so for the we move on to the individual level, we want to reduce also the mobile phones and a number of utilization of the laptops and mainly the phones. In the phones also, the heat will be generated. So it also causes harmful to our body also. So if we want to reduce the frequency of the using of mobiles and also the laptops. So if you want to, each and everyone have their own laptops to use it. So you can reduce by using of to conserve the energy, electricity consumptions also you can by using. So if we want to start from as an individual, we want to take into the effort to reduce, to protect our environment. So we want to reduce our carbon dioxide in our inside the home itself. We are all generating numerous of carbon dioxide. So we want to avoid electronic gadgets. So you want to viewing the phones and using of laptops, we want to reducing everything. So this will create the power consumption also, and it will protect the environment. The heat will be as like that. As of this one, as an individual, we want to give little amount of without using electronic gadgets. We cannot. This is our world is like that only. Without friend we can live. Without the phones and electronic devices, we are not able to live. That much of an life we are moving forward. So we want to reduce as much as we want to protect our health also, and also to the environment. Mainly we want to balance our environment using reducing the this electronic gadgets, everything. So we want to protect ourselves by using of electronic gadgets.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Nowadays, we should restrict to some hours, we should use mobiles for some hours. I think unnecessary, we are going through the WhatsApp and Facebook and Insta and so many things. We should avoid that. That is what I feel. And we should restrict the hours, to which we are getting exposed. And I learned one of the concept that have that on one particular day you will not touch it, but practically it seems to be a little ideal. It is not practical, what I feel. Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am, for
Thank
your
you, sir.
wonderful explanation.
Thank you, sir.
Suresh sir.
Good evening, Doctor Sir, Dr. M. Ambedkar Sir. Good evening, Prashant Sir. Good evening, ma'am. My question is, what are the career opportunities in cloud computing? Career opportunities.
Sir, in career opportunities, we have moved for the developers. We to avoid in developers and softwares developing the programming of the coding. We have in future we have this kind of, and green cloud computing is going to definitely they will this one for to save the environment. Green cloud computing, most of the companies will going to use this technology. So this will be happening for the coding is one of the major choice. So it will, the coder only knows how to use the efficient to reduce the power efficiency, how to impact the using of and reusing of them programmers, and using of a number of algorithms, how to reduce the power consumptions and cooling systems. These are in the hands of the coders.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Devidas Kendre sir, Dr. Swami Shukla sir, and Shyam Suresh sir, for your nice interaction with the keynote speaker. Now I request the chief organizer of an international e-conference, Honorable Dr. M. Ambedkar sir, to round up the session. Please welcome.
Thank you, Prashant sir. And today's resource person Krthika madam. It was the best speech going toward the awareness about the environment and our electronic devices. So this type of awareness should be with us, so that we can do some environmental care and we can save our lives for future also. So my habit was not to shut down the laptop 24 hours. If I am in journey, then only it was shut down. But from today, I decided to shut down the laptop while it is not using. So I was not not aware of this type of heat, all these things, so that it causes the environmental energy. All these things were not so countable for me. But from today, I will shut down my laptop. Our Dr. Shukla sir have said that unnecessary use of phone, other things we can avoid. So we can try to reduce our habit to reduce the using of this. So we will try towards this. One step towards this will be more effective. So those who are here, they are lucky that they have get some knowledge about the green cloud computing and how to use electronic devices, how they are affecting our environment, how there is a very tedious process to garbage and to destroy that all these things. If we see on the internet, all the electronic devices are fired and they have collected, so they are causing so much environmental pollution. So it is ultimately because of high using of this type of equipment. Thank you, ma'am. In future also you will be invited here for another topic. Thank you to you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for.
Your
Thank
son
you, sir.
was paying 10 rupees for 1 hour. That story was very interesting for us. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for giving this wonderful opportunity. This is the first online platform for me in your sessions. So for this, I will thank you from bottom of the heart. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you for all who are all spend 1 hour for this your valuable time. Thank you for you.
In this
Thank you.
total journey from last 4 years, I will be very happy when one says that I am first time presenting here. I am afraid of that, how I will deliver. So it's a very joyful session. Everyone is having knowledge to share. Here is the platform to all experts, newers, or anyone. So from students also here also welcome. So as academic fraternity of us, we have to share what we have with us through this platform. Thank you for accepting our invitation, and thank you Dr. Devidas Kendre sir, Swalan Shukla sir, Sham Sundar sir, Sham Suresh sir, Sham Sundar not Sham Suresh sir, for discussing here nicely. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Just wait for formal vote of thanks, ma'am.
So thank you, sir. So I'm very thankful to Honorable today's keynote speaker, Dr. Krthika ma'am, who have wonderfully explained the topic green cloud computing. And ma'am have covered all the aspects, all details regarding the topic. So really it was one kind of new knowledge we get from her lecture today. So we are very happy. And again, we want to listen in further lecture from your side. So again, and we are inviting you, madam. The topic was very interesting, and the way you explained it was so nicely, clearly, point-to-point presentation was there. So luckily, we got today this opportunity to hear from your side. Thanks once again. I thanks the chief organizer of an international conference, Honorable Dr. M. Ambedkar sir. Especially thanks Dr. Devidas Kendre sir, Swalan Shukla sir, Sham Suresh Giri sir. We have nicely discussed with the keynote speaker. And I should not forget all my dear participants who joins regularly to the session. So thanks a lot once again. Now I request to you all, please fill the feedback link which is given in the chat box. With the kind permission of chief organizer, I wind up today's session. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
बेटकर सर लाईट चालली त्यामुळं ते मला आता लाईट आल्यामुळं चालू केलं मी.
हो दे की काय त्याच्यात.
बरोबर 7 वाजता लाईट चालली आमच्याकडे.
मोबाईल चार्ज ठेवा, मोबाईल मधून.
सर आवाज येतोय?
येतोय सर, येतोय.
मोबाईल
त्या सगळ्या नॅचरल गोष्टी आहेत सर सगळ्या या. लाईट जाणं, पाऊस पडणं.
आता आली लाईट.
जेव्हा लाईट चालू आहे तेव्हा मोबाईल चार्ज करून ठेवायचा, आपल्याला 7 वाजता लागतो म्हणून.
नाही चार्जिंग होत नाही, पण हे फोटो पाहण्यासाठी आपण सुद्धा दिसण्यासाठी हे कॅमेरा लागतो.
कधी कधी बघत जावा, दिसत जावा.
हो तुम्हाला बघितलं की आनंद वाटतोय दोघांना.
खरंच आता बघा.